I'm Tom Bell at the Portland Press-Herald. This month I traveled to Iceland with two officials from the Maine Port Authority. They went there to build on the partnership developing between Maine and the Icelandic steamship line Eimskip. The company this spring decided to make Portland its only port of call in the United States. Its ship also travels between Portland and Norway, linking Portland with Europe for the first time since the early 1980s. The Maine officials were there to look at what kind of improvements they could make to the container terminal in Portland and also look for business opportunities created by this new link between Iceland, Europe, and Maine. I met Gylfi Sigurðsson, the CEO of Eimskip. He said the company has long-term plans for operations in Portland. Lars Eisfeld, the general manager for Eimskip USA, showed us around the island. Sheep are a big part of Iceland's economy. In an annual end-of-summer pilgrimage, sheep herders ride Icelandic horses while pushing hundreds of sheep that have been grazing in the mountains all summer into a valley where temperatures will be warmer in winter. This ritual dates back to the arrival of the first Norse Viking settlers from what is now Scandinavia and northern Europe. On the island's west coast, we visited a slaughterhouse where lamb meat was being loaded onto a container ship bound for Portland. We also toured a huge aluminum smelter. They produce it here because electricity created by geothermal power is so cheap. On the south coast, we saw a fish farm raising Arctic char, a cold water fish native to the Arctic and subarctic. The company now sends fresh fish to the United States by air, but plans eventually to send fish to Portland in a refrigerated container. Have you seen Icelandic glacial water in stores? It's now being shipped through Portland. We toured the plant. There's Patrick Arnold on the left, and John Henshaw in the center from the Maine Port Authority, listening to Tryggvi Hardarson. Despite its name, the water does not come from melted glaciers. Rather, it's from a large spring formed after a massive volcanic eruption more than 4,500 years ago. Although Iceland's capital, Reykjavik, is home to only 120,000 people, it's known for its lively, sophisticated fashion and music scene. The Blue Lagoon, a geothermal spa, is one of the most popular attractions in Iceland. The man-made lagoon is fed by the water output of a nearby geothermal power plant. Superheated water is vented from the ground nearly a mile below the surface and is used to run turbines that generate electricity and hot water. The water is rich in minerals like sulfur and silica. Many people like to smear silica mud on their faces while bathing. The landscape here is stark and beautiful, a green moonscape, the masterwork of volcanic eruptions that have been going on here for millions of years. Although situated just below the Arctic Circle, Iceland's climate is more temperate than you might expect. While summers here are cool, winters are warmer than they are in Maine. We visited a waterfalls called Gullfoss, or Golden Falls, one of many on the island. In 1950, Eimskip named its flagship passenger ferry after this waterfall. Eimskip names all of its vessels after waterfalls in Iceland, including the two that come to Maine, the Reykjafoss and the Skogafoss.